Good
evening,
Sparta Chris.
Are you're streaming to your YouTube or Shelly's?
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Looks like we are live. So welcome to tonight's Tuesday night training. I am Bridget Bartlett. I'm the local business marketing training and support specialist with Builderall. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Jean Hackus, who is the network marketing training and support specialist. So today what I'm going to do is actually show you how to use Super Checkout to invoice clients. So I actually just used one of the templates that we have for an agency. I'm going to show you how to create product templates so that you don't have to think about what am I going to put on a 3-page website every time you get one. How to invoice a one-time invoice, how to invoice monthly invoices. So if you have like web hosting that's a reoccurring charge, you can just set it up one time and then auto charge. And then I'm going to tell you how to create an invoice for multiple products in one. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to move this stuff around here. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see my screen here. So let me just first show you this website template. This is just one of the Cheetah templates. It's nothing special, okay? But what we're going to do is just take this website as if this was your agency website, okay? So really, the only thing that you need for this, to set this up this way, is you need to have a home page that you're going to technically sell the product on, and then you need to have a thank you page, okay? So why not use the contact page for your thank you page, all right? So I'm just going to show you what that looks like here. So if you think about, here they've paid for their website, and, you have to send them to another page because that's how Super Checkout is set up. So here would be all of your contact information. So you definitely want to give them that so that they can have a way, if they have an issue or something, or maybe they need to add a service or just talk to you, you always want to make sure they have an easy way to contact you. Okay, so that's what's going to be our thank you page. So it's great to have these other pages, but the only two that you absolutely have to have is a page to sell it on and a thank you page. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Super Checkout, and if it's your first time going into Super Checkout, you'll have to enter your business details, so just the name and maybe your logo and address and all of that stuff, okay? And then you want to go to Create Product, all right? Now, I've already created some products here because if I didn't, this would be like a 3-hour training. I don't know about you guys, but it gets pretty late for me, so 3 hours, that's a little much, okay? So I created these products already. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually create 3 different website packages. Okay, so we're going to have a 1-page website, we're going to have a 3-page website, a 5-page website, but then each of those websites also have that would be like a one-time purchase. But then each of those websites also come with maintenance, okay? Maintenance and management. And each of them have a separate maintenance and management package because, you may want to offer more textual changes than on a 5-page website than you would a 1-page website. So you want to, compensate for that work and make them different prices, okay? And then I actually used my lawn care business. That's going to be our fictitious client who needs multiple services. Okay, so let's break this down and let's start with the easy. Okay, I'm just going to tell you first what is included in a 1-page website. So if you click here, the only reason I put this logo here is because one, I want to keep it easy for me to recognize. So if you see here, I want to immediately see, okay, I see the Bartlett Lawn Care. I have their logo on their invoice or their specific product. Then I want to be able to see, okay, easily, here's the 5-page website. It's the same color as the maintenance package. So just to let you know, like my logic when I was setting all of this up. So you go to the 1-page website. Okay, so you just put whatever here that you want to. Maybe you just want to put your own logo. Totally up to you. then, you know, obviously describe what it is because you need to know as well as the client. So I'm saying here specifically, on a one-page website, it's a landing page, okay? It includes one template page. So you want to give them some templates to choose from, okay? So if you can imagine you're in the meeting, you're talking about this and you're saying, okay, you're listening to them and they're saying what they need. And then you say, okay, well, what I think you really could do is just do a simple one-page landing page. It includes one simple page, choose a template. You can show them several templates that we have as examples, see which one they like, and then use that one. We're making it clear there's no navigation, so there's not going to be a menu here because it's just one page, okay? So then we're going to do up to 8 images, 400 words of content, 5 content form fields, contact info, and a call to action, okay? We also want to be very clear that in addition to purchasing this product, they need to also purchase the website maintenance and management package, and we're saying there's a minimum 12-month requirement. So I say check your email for payment details, because if you can imagine, again, this whole customer journey, how does this work? We decide this is what we're going to give them. This is what right now is going to be the criteria for a one-page website, okay? So if we wanted to do this for this client, we could just duplicate this and we could customize it and do whatever we want. But it's so important just to have very clear details, and not just for the client, but for you, because you want to make sure that it's very, very clear what is included in this price and what the project is. Because if this always happens, it's called scope creep. You start creating the one-page website and they're like, oh, okay, well, I actually have like 14 images that I want to put on there. And can you add this? And can you add that? And that's your opportunity for an upsell. It's great if they want that stuff, but having this very clear in these terms lets them know, hey, remember we discussed, 8 images, 400 words. If you want to add extra, that's fine. It's going to be X amount of dollars. Okay. So this is what our standard one-page website is going to be, okay? So just continuing on, like I don't want to do a full-blown super checkout tutorial, but just setting this up as just like any other product, okay? So you want to connect your payment gateway. Stripe and PayPal are my favorite. I prefer Stripe, but I just have a test account here. They do reoccurring billing as well as PayPal. I'm not sure about the other ones because I've never used them. But you want to choose your currency, you want to choose a refund period. Here is where you're going to choose single payment, reoccurring payment, or auction. We're not going to talk about auctions today. So this is just going to be a single payment because we're only creating the website one time, okay? So in Super Checkout, you can't combine the one-time invoices with the subscription or monthly billing invoices, okay? So we want to send them an email when they have signed up and everything with the the hosting and their additional monthly services that they're receiving. Okay, so I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. So we have our price here. We want to choose any of these things, additional taxes and all of that. You know what you need if it's your business. You can enable an affiliation. So really, if let's say you have an agency and people really, maybe you have all the great freelancers and web designers and all of that. Maybe you want to create an affiliate program for your web agency. So people that are great in sales, they can go out and get the sales and send them to your link, and then they earn commission, kind of like a Fiverr affiliate. You could do that. So let's go ahead and click next. So here is where you want to choose your checkout. I like this 3-step checkout. Obviously, you want to put your product here. You want to use your brand colors and get all of this set up. The beautiful thing about all of this is that when you duplicate, it duplicates as well. So that's the beautiful part. You're really only setting this up one time, okay? If you want to enable a custom footer, like maybe you want to say, actually in the footer, thank you so much for your purchase. Please click here to purchase your monthly hosting or whatever. I mean, you could actually put that there as well. Okay, you would just have to click here to add the link. or you can just choose to unclick it. If you want to send them to a custom thank you page, like maybe you want to send them to your booking calendar, you could just put that link here. Otherwise, what we're going to do is actually just make the thank you page our contact page, and then we're going to sell this on the home page. So that's how we're going to set that up there. So we're just going to click next. You can set up your mailing boss fields and your thank you email, abandoned cart. So if they don't purchase, then it'll send them a reminder, you know, an hour later. You can customize this however you want. So we're going to click next. We have no restricted areas in this product, no e-learning. So we're going to click next. And once you've read through all the terms and conditions, you just accept and update product. Okay. So now we have our first product created, our first template. Now, if I didn't create these others, what I would do is just click this button here and then it would duplicate. Okay, so the tricky thing about this is, you know, usually when you duplicate things, it says copy. So it doesn't say that. If you duplicate, it's just going to say another one-page website, as you can see there. So you definitely have to remember, you know, which one was the original if it really matters. Okay, so let me stop sharing and make sure you guys don't have any questions. You have any questions for me before I go on? No? Okay, sounds good. All right, so let me share my screen again. Okay, so now if this person, okay, so we're going to move on to the 3-page website. I'm going to show you how that differentiates from the 1-page. Okay, so for a 3-page website, again, we're just going to put, you know, this logo here. We're going to say, here's a 3-page website. And then on this page, here is the specific instructions about what is included with this 3-page website. We want 3 mobile responsive website, 3-page mobile responsive website with navigation, so they understand there is a menu, search engine friendly website, optional blog. So you could actually build out a blog if they wanted to, but again, it says entries not included. That's important because if they just read optional blog, they might think they're getting a full-blown blog and you're going to be creating, you know, things for it. It seems like common sense to us, like, wow, why would that be included? You know, but to them, you know, again, you don't, even if they think, yeah, right, that's not included, but I'm just going to be, you know, a picky client and I'm going to say, no, it says blog. Yeah, it's just, those things happen. So this is why just setting this very clear in black and white sets the expectations for both parties, you and the client. Okay, so we're going to say up to 15 photos on this one. We're going to say image uploads included and additional images will be charged at a per product rate. We're also saying additional required products. Again, we're reminding them like, hey, you do need to purchase the 12-month or the website maintenance package, and it has a minimum of 12 months. Okay. So again, choose your payment gateway. This is going to be a single payment because we're only creating this one time. You want to put your price in there. We'll click next. And we'll just fly through here because we already discussed all this. Home page, contact page. So this is all going to be the same. Okay, so this is the beauty of just being able to duplicate these things. Okay, so we're just flying through here and we're going to click next. Okay, so now on the 5-page website, we'll click here. The 5-page is very similar to the other ones, except it says 5-page website, 5-page mobile responsive, still search engine, optional blog, 15 photos. You are required to purchase the website maintenance and management. Okay, so I won't bore you with going through the rest of those things because it's exactly the same. Okay, same branding on the checkout page. They're going to the same place. Everything is being sold on the home page and then being sent to the thank you page, or the contact page is the thank you page. Okay, so now on the website management, I'm trying to kind of fly through this so that we can actually get into like, how do you create these things? Okay, so the 1-page website management, again, these are going to be, it's going to be very, very clear. Okay. This goes with this is the maintenance and management package. This is going to be the hosting that we're going to charge them every single month. So we're saying the monthly fees include hosting, 1 text-based change, one image change per month to existing images. So again, that's very important because they could say, hey, can you add this text to this page? Well, we know because we create websites that adding a text means that you actually have to rearrange things on the website. It's not just as simple as taking a text element and changing, you know, the banner or something. That it's a lot more work. So that's why we want to be very clear. One text change to existing content, one image change per month to existing images. Okay. And then we want to say, what's the turnaround for these monthly changes? Because they might, and this happens a lot to me, I'll have a holiday coming up and I'll have a client who says, hey, you know, it's Friday afternoon and they say, hey, can you change the hours on my website to reflect Memorial Day? Well, Memorial Day is on Monday and it's Friday afternoon that they're telling me that. Now, because I can go in and I know how to do it, I can do that. But if I do that, I want to be very clear, like, well, actually, you know, I really need 5 business days to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do this for you. Now, you've reminded them for the next time they need to give you 5 business days, but also you have done them a favor. Okay, so you have gone above and beyond what the expectations were. So it's important to get credit for that because that's good customer service and that's what makes you stand out in their mind. Okay, so we're going to click next. Here is the reoccurring payment. Okay, so we're going to click reoccurring because this is a monthly thing. Okay, so we want to charge them this every single month. So we're going to click reoccurring. And now we need to choose a subscription plan. Okay, so I've already created one down here, but you can click here. That would be the same as if I clicked here. Okay, so you want to put, what's the subscription title? What is the title of this product that we're creating? They're calling subscription because you have to pay every month. Okay, so we're going to say monthly hosting. It's $47 for this one page website. And we're going to say minimum 12 months. We're going to say how often do we want to bill them? So we're going to choose one time a month, but you could choose, you know, you could change this to whatever. And then you could choose between days, months, and years. So the amount of payment. So maybe you want to say, okay, it's a 12-month minimum requirement. You could change this and make it stop after 12 months, but why would you? I mean, chances are, unless you've really messed something up, they're going to stay with you. Okay, so I would definitely not make that stop at 12 months. I would just keep it going until they decide to change. Okay, so really, this is how easy it is to set up a product with a reoccurring subscription. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. So now we have that created. It's reoccurring payment. Okay, everything after that is the same exact process. Okay, you can choose to enable an affiliation. You have your checkout system. We've already branded it to us. We want to sell it on the home page, even though it's not technically selling it. We need a place to say we're selling it. Okay, so we're just saying the home page. And then we're going to send them to the contact page. We're going to click next. Again, we have the mailing boss fields, the default thank you, abandoned cart, and so on. So you just go through here. All of this is exactly the same. Okay, so really the only thing between a one-time billing and a monthly billing is just that payment section where you have to choose reoccurring and then choose a subscription. Okay, I want to look at your faces. Did I lose you? Do you guys have any questions so far?
I do.
Okay.
Now, Bridget, you set up, let's say, to keep sending monthly invoices. Let's say and on the third month, they don't make a payment. They miss the payment.
It's
Do you
going
have to
to,
keep? Sorry.
it's a subscription billing. So when they make that first payment, it stores their credit card and then it bills them every single month.
Oh, okay, good. But if for some
Yes.
reason it missed the payment, let's say that it is over the limit, whatever the situation might be, will it cancel the subscription automatically or stop the website from
You
being
know,
running, or you keep an eye on it?
Honestly, I'm not sure. There is a place that you can look at your sales and all of that. But honestly, I wish I could give you a better answer than that, but I'm not really sure what happens because I've not had a subscription product through the super checkout where they haven't paid.
I see.
But that is a good question that I definitely want to write down and ask, because I'm not really sure.
Because the way I handle this, I use it is a Square to send the billing, the monthly billing to my invoices to my customers. But when they, for some reason, they miss, it is automatically, but it needs to be actually to be chosen by the customer to pay that automatically. If the customer doesn't choose to be automatically, then they will need to go make it manually. Some of them do manually, but then they miss the payment. So I go there and I go to the Cheetah and then unpublish the website until they actually pay. When they pay, I come back and then publish again the website again. But I need
You
to
know,
actually
since
keep an eye on the billing.
Yeah, since you said that, it reminded me that Stripe actually, so when you set up through Super Checkout, you set up a product that is reoccurring billing. So like our hosting that we're working with, it's going to charge every single month. But when they pay, that actually gets stored on Stripe. So you can set up Stripe to notify. You can send an email before their bill is due. You can send an email, a day before it's due. If it fails, a few days after it fails, you can have it notify you. So you can set all of that up through Stripe to guarantee that. But with Stripe, unlike the reason I went from Square to Stripe is for that reason alone, because I like to, when I do social media clients, I like to have them store their card on file with me, but I don't charge them until the first 30 days is over. So I like to just have them store their card on Stripe. And unlike Square, Stripe, they store it and that's it. Square, you can't, they do have to select that button to save. And I didn't like that because some of them didn't do it. And that's a requirement for me as a business owner, is I don't want to be chasing down payments every single month. That's why I want them storing that card on file so that I don't have to do that. So yes, to answer I'm glad that you said Square because that popped in my head. Oh, yeah. So if you use Stripe, you can totally use Stripe for that purpose.
I had no choice. I had to go to Square because Stripe didn't want to work with me for some reason, even though I just used Stripe like 2 times to actually test with $1 charge. And then they emailed me letting me know that my business was risky. So I was back and forth with them. So I am unable to use that unless probably I use a different email to open a different account. Probably that's going to be the workaround for me to do that.
Yeah, I love Stripe. I think I've used them all, and Stripe does everything that I need, and it integrates with almost everything. So it just kind of like, you know how it is in your whole digital marketing journey. It's like you start here and then you start going down a rabbit hole and you're like, oh, then you learn something and you're like, oh, that doesn't work. Okay, well now I've outgrown Square. Now I have to learn something else. And then it's like, I outgrow that. That's why I love Builderall, because we don't outgrow Builderall. So
good.
Okay, so
thank you.
Do you guys have any other questions before we get back into training? No? Okay, let's get back to the business then. Okay, so we talked about creating our product templates. Okay, so I showed you this whole process here. Okay, now there's several things that you can do. Okay, so let's say I have these products created. I have them in a generic way. Okay, and by generic, I mean there's no client information. It's the standard products that I'm going to use. What you could actually do is you could actually go to your website. I use this template here and I just modified it a little bit. It's the same one that I just showed you guys. So on your agency website, if it ever decides to load. Okay. On your agency website, there was just a section down here that said like choose plans. So I just added the website plans. So you could actually show them, in my experience, some people would say don't do this. But in my experience, people, when they think that web design is really, really expensive and they think it's completely unattainable for them. So if you wanted to, and you can disagree and say you don't want to do this, but if you wanted to, you could display this on your website. You have the products created, right? All you would have to do is just click this button here, set link, and then now you can go to, where's your super checkout? Right here, and then just choose the product, okay? So this is my one-page website. You can even execute the pixel event if you wanted to. So we're just going to connect this button to the one-page website. We're going to connect this button to the 3-page website. So super checkout, 3-page, and select. And we're going to add the 5-page website here, okay? So let's go to super checkout, and we're going to choose 5-page website and then select and save. Okay, so now let's actually look at what the live version, and I do want to draw your attention, see down here, you want to be, you certainly don't want to be sneaky or anything, but this will definitely eliminate, if you're talking about like the, where you want to pre-qualify someone. If this is on your first page of your website, no one's even going to bother you unless they're ready to take action, unless they're ready to afford what you're offering. Okay. So, so making this very, very clear, and then putting down here, like each website requires a 12-month minimum commitment. Okay. So I can't remember if I saved, but I'm a serial saver, probably because I was trained by Shelly and that's what she does. So if Shelly does it, it's right. Okay, so let me refresh a couple times here. And then you scroll down here. Okay, so walking through, I don't know what happened to my text there, but walking through, say I'm the client and I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool. I think this is what I need. I need this landing page. Okay, so now I'm already clear what a landing page is. Let me click select. I'm going to go to my checkout page. I'm going to see, okay, 1-page website. Here's all the terms. I'm going to click continue. Now, the cool thing about using the super checkout over like a typical invoice system is you could upsell. Okay, you could create, and I don't want to get too deep into all of that, but you could create an entire sales funnel if they choose landing page. Maybe you want to say, hey, did you know that you could get, they click on the landing page button and they go to another page that says, hey, did you know that right now we're having a special, you get a 3-page website for the price of a landing page or something like that. Okay. Or maybe 25% off. And then put the button for the 3-page or the no thank you. Okay, so being able to use super checkout for this type of system is miles better than just trying to rely on Square or Stripe or something like that. Okay, so the checkout process looks amazing. Let's see, 3-page website. Okay, so you see what it is. All right, so what if you don't want to set this up, okay? You still want to utilize the products, but you don't really want to set yours up like that where you display it on the website. Maybe, you have different reasons for that. All you'd have to do is go, like say I'm talking to Bob, the plumber, and Bob, we, in our consultation, Bob's like, yeah, I think that 5-page website would work for me. That's what you decide to do. All you have to do is come here, grab this checkout link, and then you just email that to Bob and you say, okay, Bob, go ahead and purchase the 5-page website. And then, I'll contact you and we'll get the information. Then you can, however you need to set that part up, you can. Okay. But all they have to do, it's like, you don't even have to customize this. You just send them this link and they purchase it. Okay. So that would be the easiest way to send like a 1 product, checkout link, right? But what if they have, multiple products, and what if it is a subscription? So if you look here on let me actually show you what the live link looks like, because that's better than this. Okay. So I'm just grabbing this live link here, and you'll see that all I did was I created like a 1 product that's reoccurring. Okay. So to show you on the back end here, This is just, I put their logo because that's my client. You know, I want to make it easy to find. So if they call me and say, hey, I need to make some changes to my plan or whatever, I can come to my list and I can easily see there's their logo and it's easy for me to keep track of. Okay. I'm going to name the product Bartlett Lawn Care because again, I want to be able to keep track. Plus I think it kind of looks cool. You know, they have their logo there and their customized invoice up here. And then, you know, I'm just going to literally type in what they're getting in their plan. Okay, so this is the monthly. We're setting this up as a monthly reoccurring. But even if it was like, say they wanted, you know, a 3-page website created and they wanted an email sequence created and they wanted, you know, some different things that are just a one-time product, I could set this up exactly the same way as this reoccurring. But let's say this specific, you know, Bartlett Lawn Care, they decided to hire my agency. We've already created a website for them. So now I need to charge them the $52 a month for the hosting and management. And then I'm going to charge them $350 a month for social media marketing. So every single month, and again, I'm being very specific. I'm saying I'm going to create one custom post daily for Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay. So in very clear terms, you know, there's not a, you know, I could give them 5 pages to read through. Chances are they wouldn't, or they would meticulously look through it and then want to nitpick everything. But okay, so it's so clear what the terms are. So this is how we're going to set this up. Okay, so we're just going to click next, and you'll see that I have this set up here, but now we have the subscription, right? With the subscription, all you have to do is add up the total of the products. So you see here, $52 a month plus $350 a month, their specific subscription reoccurring bill every single month is going to be $402. So if you click here, it will actually tell you as they go through the process to check out, it will say charges $402 monthly. Okay, so it also makes it very clear there that that's what they're going to get charged monthly. So you can set this up as, and of course, if you click next, it's the same process. Okay, so no matter if it's one time, you would just choose one time. And then if it's reoccurring, you choose reoccurring, and then you create that subscription plan. Okay, so let me see here. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Any questions for me? No?
Bridget, hi.
Yeah.
This is Stacy. I have a question.
Yeah.
Actually, I have 2 questions, but the first one is, I've been watching you from the beginning, but the piece where you're doing an individual custom recurring plan for each customer, I guess I didn't realize that might have been something you set up previously and then just spoke to, but I'm just trying to get the point, and as opposed to just the the reoccurring maintenance charge that you charge everybody, and it just be one item and you not have to create one for each customer. Just why are you doing it that way? Just curious.
Just if they had additional items that were reoccurring, you technically could send them a link for social media for Facebook, a link for social media for LinkedIn, and a link for the hosting. But now they're having to click the link, enter their details, and then they're having to enter their credit card information, and then they're having to do that 3 times.
Got it.
And then they're going to get billed 3 times.
So you were just doing it to just bring it all together, so that it could just be one. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I just was going to say, plus it's more professional. I mean, if I was like, if I received, 4 different links that I had to like pay for, I would be like, why am I doing this? That would be so weird. But it's good for the client to see, all of their information, what they're getting charged for, and then they're getting charged one time each month for those reoccurring charges on the same day at the same time. So it would just be weird charging them 3 different times every single month.
Okay, I understand that now.
Yeah.
And now here's my other question. I understand the value of this, using it as a way to create a product and do recurring billing or billing in general. But of course, the other way to do this would be to use a tool. I'll just use QuickBooks as an example. I'm a former QuickBooks expert, I guess not former, but I don't do that piece anymore. But so I'm just curious because this, unless I'm curious as to what your solution is. This doesn't combine the whole process of creating other information that you can access to help you understand the operational piece of your business. This is for a customer, and you're creating these bills, but it's not pulling data into your accounts receivable or your your P&L or any of your bookkeeping / accounting functions. So how then do you suggest people who are using this for billing look at that other piece of the operational financial side of the business?
It's so good that you brought that up, because I'm just getting ready to show you that here.
Awesome. As a systems person, that's how I think. So
no, that's okay.
Thank you.
If you have a huge business and you have, multiple, maybe hundreds of clients or something like that, obviously you need a much more advanced system than this. But if you are just getting started and you're like, there's subscriptions for everything everywhere, and you're like, I just want to be able to use Builderall for my business and not have pieces of things everywhere. I mean, technically you could just use Stripe too. But one of the cool things here is you can look at your sales. Okay, so if you click all sales, now I don't have any sales here because this is a fictitious website, but you can look up your sales here. You can also export them if you needed to. You could manually enter them into QuickBooks or something like that. Like I said, it's definitely, if you're a huge agency, you're going to be outgrowing this. But if you have like 20 or 30 clients that you're trying to maintain, there's no reason to not do this. It's just a very simple system. Plus, this eliminates the learning curve. A lot of us, we look at, Stripe, or we look at, QuickBooks, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know how to do an invoice. I don't know how to, to manage all of those things, but you're building in Super Checkout. So you know how to do Super Checkout. So if you could keep everything in one place, that's beneficial. Plus, you do have the ability to create offers. So like I was saying, if you wanted to create an offer for an upsell, or you wanted to create a coupon. So maybe you do web design, but you want to send an email to your list and say, hey, did you want to upgrade for social media management? And then you could use, say, hey, since you're a current customer or client, you can go ahead and click here to purchase the social media. And then, you can use this promo code to save 25%. Okay. So literally creating a coupon, you just call it, like, let's say social media, and we add a coupon, and we're going to just say social. And then let's say it's going to be 25% off. And then we can run this special, let's say through to April 1st, and then we're going to create the coupon. Okay. Then you always want to, I always forget this, you always want to confirm the list. Okay. So once you create that coupon, you can now go back to your products. I don't have a social media one created, but let's say you told, oh, we're having a sale on 5-page websites. To add that coupon to this product, all you have to do is choose it and then choose from the coupon list. Okay, so that attaches it to that product. So that's another like really cool thing. We all love a deal. We all love to be able to save money. So being able to use this, it's like Stacy was saying, you're not going to eliminate QuickBooks if you're $1 million business or something where you need more advanced. But if you just are managing a few clients, it's so cool to have everything inside of Builderall, and then you can utilize those coupon features, the offers, and then being able to upsell them inside of your agency. Just because you have a website doesn't mean that you still can't have a sales funnel website where you do upsells and downsells and all of that. You could even build out a, like I said, if they purchase the just the one-page website, and they click this button and you say, hey, did you know you were running a special? Here's a coupon code for a 5-page, and they say no thank you, then you could downsell to the 3-page, right? So we have all of those abilities, whereas if you didn't have your invoicing and your products and all of that created through Builderall and the super checkout, then you would be limited, because they couldn't purchase these, and there couldn't be the upsells and all of that. You would have to have a meeting and then send them the invoice. Okay, so that's why lots of people. Let me stop sharing. That's why I wanted to show you guys this today, because so many people ask me, well, how do they pay me? If I create a sub account for someone, how do they pay me for the hosting? Well, you can go to Super Checkout. You can create a reoccurring invoice. They pay for it the first month, and then it just every month it charges their card. So that's how you do it. You just set it up through Super Checkout, and it's that easy. So you don't have to use, if Stripe is overwhelming or you don't have an invoicing system, you don't have to use that. You can do it all inside of Builderall.
So you know what? I just want to share. I actually answered my own question as I thought it through more, and based on something that you shared. In actuality, I haven't had any clients who actually work with Stripe directly, but I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing you do with PayPal, because you can use PayPal here as well. Basically, you actually can automatically or manually have your transactions from your PayPal and likely Stripe go right into QuickBooks, by the way,
Right.
and or any other automated bookkeeping system. So I just wanted to share that. What I sort of, I guess, just hadn't thought it all the way through. I just wanted to know if you already had a system or plan that you use in alignment with this. But and as I thought about it more, I actually think it makes even more sense, because if you were going to do billing out of QuickBooks, unless Builderall talk directly to QuickBooks, which at this time it does not, you would have to then go in there and do your billing. And as I said, you can bring it over. The one thing it doesn't do, it's only going to work based on the actual payment coming through. So it's going to be on a cash basis. It's not going to let you set up for receivables if you send someone, say, a one-time bill and they don't actually pay it, which in this sense, we're talking, you don't do the work until they make the payment. But so on a cash basis, it actually can work very well. So it's a great solution. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. And that's a good point. It's like, it doesn't really, if you use these big payment systems, QuickBooks and all of those, if you use Zoho accounting or something like that, all of those integrate with PayPal and Stripe. So you really, on this front end part in Super Checkout, you don't really need all of that stuff, but it just makes it simple. What excites me the most about this is because we don't have to go outside of Builderall. Okay, you can have, and if I have, my client website that has all of, let's say that I built my agency website just like I showed you guys, with the buttons where they can just purchase, and then maybe I want to have a meeting with them. I could set that up, but then I could also have the same Stripe account connected to that as a store that I have on Builderall, as my template shop, as a PLR store, and all of these purchases are going through Stripe. So it's one place. So I actually have my bank account connected to Stripe. So it all even gets more simplified. So anyway, I just thought that was super cool. You guys have any other questions?
Bridget. This is Cash Flow Tom. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Tom. I was just saying that because of all this Stripe talk, you're making me want to switch from PayPal to Stripe.
Oh, I hate PayPal. I've heard too many horror stories of people not being able to access their money and their accounts getting shut down. Gene, one of them for sure. Marco did too. And I think, I
had that same issue too, Bridget. PayPal shutting my account down. And that kind of made me not want to do things online anymore. So I get what they're saying, and I didn't mean to cut ahead of Chris and Castro. It's just that this is like really amazing to me. I'm still kind of like stuck on the old checkout we had, but I really hadn't dove into this. But as always, you make this so much more fun to deal with. Forget the simplicity. It is fun, and I'm enjoying this. I really am. I'm going to be up wild thanks to this. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Cash flow, Tom, did you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. I have two questions,
Sure.
if I may, if you'll indulge me. First of all, in the previous break for questions, I think I heard you say that you bill as an agency in arrears as opposed to upfront. Is that correct?
Only for social media management.
Okay, gotcha. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Now,
Yeah, and that's because it takes a while. You know, you have to research, you have to create the content calendar, and then all of that. So I'm really, when I take on a new client, I'm really not even posting anything for usually a couple weeks. So I don't want to, because I always think, when I think about my clients and what they need, I always think about what I would want. And I'm a pretty picky customer. So I would want, you know, if I hired somebody to do my social media management, likely I've not even met them. So I would already be a little bit nervous about that. And then if I hired them and then paid, and then I didn't see anything on my social media for 2 weeks, I would be even more nervous about that. So only for social media do I do that. But I always make them store a payment method on file, and then I just charge them 30 days after.
okay, great. Thank you. Now, my second question is, as an agency, using Stripe to get paid is on your side of the business transaction, and I get that. Now, as an agency, you are controlling the client's website. If they have a product or a service to sell and their customers purchase, how does that work that the money goes into their account instead of into your account?
Well, if I'm managing their website, they're going to have their own Stripe account, and it's going to go all to their own Stripe. It's not going to go to my account at all.
Excellent. So you never touch their financial side of the business.
Right. And that's actually why when I first got started, I was using QuickBooks because I thought that that's what you're supposed to have when you have a business. I thought, okay, I'm just going to choose QuickBooks. I was so overwhelmed with QuickBooks. It's a monster. And I ended up like getting really far behind in my bookkeeping because I just didn't have the time for the learning curve. I was hustling. I didn't have, you know, the time to sit, you know, for 10 hours a day for a few weeks to figure out QuickBooks. And one of the things I hated about QuickBooks is that you had to actually get the client's credit card number and then enter that and store it into QuickBooks. I don't know if it's still the same way, but I never wanted to have their credit card information. I don't want the liability. I don't even want like a second question of, oh my gosh, a fraudulent charge came on my card and I gave, you know, Vision Marketing or Bridget, whatever, I give her my credit card number. I don't even want any of that at all. So that's why when I want to send them some kind of link, they can pay, whether it doesn't matter if you're invoicing with PayPal or Stripe or whatever. I don't want the number. The thing that I love about Stripe is that I can send that link without an invoice and say, like, for example, social media. I mean, it's easy if they're just, you know, if it's a website, obviously you want paid before you start working. So they pay the invoice, you start working and so on. Okay. But when it's something like social media where you have to start working before you get paid, I at least want a payment method on file because I'm doing a lot of work, you know, even if I'm outsourcing. I'm trying to find the right person. I'm trying to come up with a content strategy and a plan. You know, it takes a couple of weeks. I may have to pay the freelancer to create all of the content. So now I'm taking my own money and investing into getting this, you know, going for this client. So I need some kind of guarantee that I'm going to get paid, especially the first month, because just like they don't know me, they've not worked with me, I've not worked with them either. So if I'm paying money out of my own pocket to hire a freelancer, I need to know that I'm going to get paid. So if I have their payment method stored on file, I can always invoice them. So that's just my my backup. And then, you know, I don't want to have to be, okay, it's the first of the month. Now I need to sit down and manually send everybody these. And I don't want to do, I am all about automation as much as I possibly can. Automate, 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 because I am live. Like, I think I've been live like 4 hours today. So if I'm live for like 4 hours, how can I be sitting here like, hold on, Sparta. I know you had a question. I know we're live in a meeting, but I need to send all these invoices. I don't have time for that. And I don't want to drop the ball either. The last thing I want is to, like, I'm busy doing something else and I forget to charge my clients. So yeah, just anything you can automate, it'll run smoother for the client and for you as a business.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. I'm looking at the prospect of being an agency for a nonprofit, and when they get to the point of doing fundraising, they might have $500,000 coming into their account through their website, which I will be managing, and I don't want to even be close to the line of any question of financial impropriety.
Yeah.
So that answers a big question for me, that if they just have their own Stripe account, then that'll work fine. Now, what about the payment system that Builderall is establishing? Is that up and ready yet?
It is, but it's mostly for, like, if you want to have affiliates, because the Builderall payment gateway, it takes 10% of, like, so if you sell $100, right? And then you're using the Builderall payment gateway, it takes 10%. But the reason that it takes 10% is because it's paying your affiliates. So when you set that up to use the Builderall payment gateway, you have to set up the affiliate tiers. So let's say you have a $100 product and you want to sell it, you know, on the Builderall marketplace, for example, you need to give a commission for the first tier. So let's say 30%, then you give a commission to the second tier. So let's say 20%. So now 20% for the second tier, 30% for the first tier, and then 10% to Builderall. Now you're already down from that $100 product to $40. So it's definitely, it's a great thing. And when you compare prices to other places like ClickBanks or something like that, that you would want to have a product promoted by affiliates, it's very, it's a really good deal, especially when you consider, you know, it's all being promoted by Builderall to Builderall people. And they just said that it's going to be released to the public. So everything in the Builderall marketplace is going to be available to the public as well for people outside of Builderall to purchase. But that's mostly what that Builderall payment gateway is for the affiliate marketplace.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Bridget, going through what Tom just asked, and I'm thinking about with my agency, I haven't had a client yet where for them to actually use a point of purchase sale, where for them to have their Stripe. So I've had a couple of clients where, you know, I had to create the sub-agency account, you know, creating their stuff on their account. So on the sub-agency account, I can actually put in the super checkout on their sub-agency and pull in their Stripe account to connect everything if they were going to sell stuff on their website, right?
Yeah, because you can actually create, so let's say you create a store for a client and they need to connect their own Stripe account. You can choose a different payment gateway for every website that you create.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And
Perfect.
So that's why it's like, it's so easy. Like, I know that there's so many possibilities. This is why just the sub account thing alone and being able to use Super Checkout to charge clients, that was my main reason for doing this training. Because so many people are like, okay, the sub accounts, I understand it, but how do you set it up? So it's like, just like you were saying, you pay the $5. That's on your end. That's for you to deal with as the business. But you want to send them that invoice for the website maintenance and management. And then that's on them. You're dealing with it. They don't know anything about Builderall, sub accounts, what you're paying. It doesn't even matter. They're two totally different things.
Perfect. Perfect.
Bridget, I want to just share something too. So one of the issues I had, and I don't know how this works on a sub account because I don't have any right now that are active. But I know that I ran into an issue when I was fairly early with doing client work in Builderall, where I didn't realize that actually within your own account, every account that you have has access to any gateways that you've put in. And I had an instance where I didn't realize that, and I actually had picked, not realizing I have to go and pick a separate one that's the right account for the right customer. Turned out I had one of my customers was getting the other customer's payments for a minute. It turned out, but it was okay because these were actually family members who were clients who have businesses. So it wasn't the end of the world, but it still happened. So I'm saying that out loud to suggest that everybody be very careful, because if you select the wrong one, you can have that money going. So what I'm saying is, in your account, every time you go in, you already have those in there, and they you can pick any one. And if you pick the wrong one, you're going to have a problem. So you have to be careful.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because you see how this says test only. You can actually edit right here
and put a name, right? That's what I learned after the fact, after the monies went into the wrong account.
Yeah. So since you brought that, I mean, yeah, that's a good point, because if you have clients that are running through, you have multiple Stripe accounts connected, it definitely is helpful to know that you can call this like, Billy Bob's Plumbing, or Stripe for Bartlett Lawn Care, or Stripe for, Builderall or whatever. But yeah, that's really easy to edit. But yeah, that's definitely a good tip. You certainly don't want your clients to, especially if they're selling a lot, that would be tragic. Or it's your own. Oh, that would be, I don't know if it's worse.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I'm just suggesting that people be aware so they can be careful. I just had no clue. And it worked out okay for us, but it could be tragic, is right.
Yeah, that's very true. Something else that people get confused a lot too is when you do dive into those sub accounts, you have to remember that you're in that client's sub account instead of your own account, because you may be looking for things or making changes or something, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I'm not even in my own account. That's not good. So yeah, good tips. Anybody else have anything? Any questions?
Yes, I have an idea for you to run up the chain of command. Since you brought up the possible confusion of being in a sub account instead of your own, is there a way that you could tag with a color bar or a symbol or something?
I think it does have that. There's I can't really remember, because I've done some training on sub accounts, but I don't have any clients on a sub account. I think there is like some kind of like a banner thing that runs across. I don't know if one of you guys know. Does it, Chris? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a banner on top, and also you will see because you have to click on the sub account and then click again to enter that sub account. So you will know where you are all the time. So you cannot miss it. So
yeah, I think that's because when I was doing the training is like when we first did that, when we first got the sub accounts, and that was an issue that they were having a lot. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was in the sub account, and I was, tinkering around with things. So yeah, that could be a problem. Anybody else have any questions? Either this was a really great training and I was so thorough, or you guys are sleeping.
I came in a bit late, Bridget, but this is awesome. I'm going to go back and watch the bit I missed at the front. No, you always provide really great training, very easy to understand, and it's great to be able to go back and stop and start to work alongside you. So thanks once again. Love your trainings.
Oh, you're so sweet. So I was gonna, because I love to give people stuff in every training, and I really wanted to give you this website template, but the super checkout items don't transfer. So since you guys already have, the website template is already you know, in the templates, there's really nothing special about what I did, but what I can do is give you the link to this website, and that way you can click on each of the products and then you can see, you know, without just having to go through the video and be like, what did she say was on the one-page website? So let me go ahead and give you that. And then at least, you know, you will have to recreate it, but at least you have, you know, you can just copy from the template. So let me copy this here.
That's a good idea. I already have that template already running on my, while you were talking. I got it from the template, and I was gonna ask you about the link. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes,
I try to reward action takers. I just love it. I know that, you know, it's hard. We're all busy. I mean, especially us in Builderall, because we have brain explosion every day. Usually we're working full-time jobs and then we're doing Builderall outside of that. And so you guys take the time out of your busy day to come and learn something. And I just always, besides just teaching you stuff, I want to give you something. I want you to take away something. I like to over deliver.
I want to say something, Bridget, and I'm really happy to say this. Normally, I do a lot of learning and studying on my own, and so that I don't get overwhelmed and can keep up. But what I'm loving and what I'm falling so deep in love about Builderall and the Fab Five is, I don't get overwhelmed with doing anything. I get overwhelmed with all that can be done. You know, and then when I see you all doing things, it makes it even more overwhelming, not overwhelming like confusion, overwhelming joy with all that can be done, because you all expose so much that can be done through Builderall, from you, Jean, Jackie, Terry. You know, I mean, I am just so overjoyed with the effort that you all are putting forth, Shelley and the rest of them, because I'm telling you, there's nothing like getting overjoyed with what can be done versus what you have to do.
Yeah,
And I'm really loving this.
Yeah, it's the possibilities. It's like we all love hope. We all love possibility and options and all of that. We certainly need more hope in the world, and more like thinking about your future, you know, especially with everything going on today. It's nice to be like, yeah, we have coronavirus today, but that's going to go away. And then in a year, we're still going to be, everybody's going to be online. But now, because we're in Builderall, we have all the tools and skills that we need to help the people who are just going to realize next year that they need to be online. So we're going to already be ahead of them. So yeah, it's super exciting. And I feel the same way, Tyree. As soon as we get a new tool, like that viral tool, Gene ran off with it and started doing all these things. And he's in the Mag 5 chat and he's like, oh, and I tested this and look what I did. And I'm like, I'm trying to do my training over here and I want to play with that so much. So we're all like that. So every time a new tool comes out, we all want to jump in, but it's like, I can't play because I have to do this stuff over here. And it's like, oh yeah, the playing is actually work. It's a weird concept. To me, playing is doing the fun stuff, but it's actually, I get paid to play and do this stuff. So I win all the way around.
Hey, Bridget, you know, for me, sometimes I wish I could, you know, play around. But it's just that day with what's it called, the name transfer from your mailing box form to a cheetah page. That I literally, like I said, I wanted to do the backflip. So as soon as I found out about that, that's why I asked Shelly in the meeting, like, did you show how to do it? And she said she did. On the car. I said, I need to play with it right now and see if I figure out how to do it. And I figured it out. It was simple, it was easy, and I'm like, yo, this is amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's right, because it was Keck that was fascinated with the viral thing, and then you were fascinated with that name tag. So if you guys didn't know, there's a really cool feature now that Jean was talking about, where you can actually, someone opts into your list, and then like on the next page, you can actually have a tag that says their name. So it can say, one more step, Bob, to confirm your email, make sure to click the link or something like that. So super, super cool. So that's Jean was, so that's, I'm trying, they punish me because I am trying to like get my work done and it's like ping, ping, ping. And Jean's like, oh my gosh, guess what I just figured out? Oh my gosh. And then Shelly's like, oh, and I tried it too. And look what I did. And I'm like, you guys did 5 things and I haven't even gotten done with what's working on. So they kill me. It's like, I want to play.
If you guys want to see it and test it, I just posted the link so you can see what, how it all is works and functioning. So you can see it.
Yeah, that is a super cool thing. I don't even think that would be a whole training. It's so easy. It's like one little tag that you paste there.
And I'm so happy because we used to have it for Pixel Perfect. And then when we went to Cheetah, it disappeared. I'm like, oh, no. Now it's back. So it's perfect.
It is super cool. It's really cool. But again, I haven't got to play with it. I'm working on this super top secret project that hopefully everyone freaks out about. It would be tragic if I worked this hard on something and everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Bridget, don't ever show your face on YouTube again. But hopefully I wow you guys. I'm working really, really hard on it. So hopefully you're impressed. You guys have any more questions? Hopefully you guys are all going to start invoicing on Super Checkout and doing all of that stuff. And then you can eliminate yet another tool in your life. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it a night then. Thank you so, so much for joining me for tonight's Tuesday night training. And if you guys are in my local business group, I will see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about YouTube marketing. So I'm going to show you some tips on how to actually find content ideas that people are actually looking for. The last thing you want to do is work really hard creating a video that no one ever sees. So yeah, we're going to talk about YouTube tomorrow and Thursday. So if you're in my local business group, I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go build it with Builderall. Bye.
Not everybody.